How's it going, lads? I'm going to run through the solution to MS 125's 2011 exam question 1, part E, part 1 and 2. We'll start with part 1. There's your question. Find the first derivative of the following. Y is equal to e to the power of natural log outside of x cubed plus x squared. It's quite simple once you've simplified the function, as you'll see here. So there it is. From your law of indices, you've got e to the power of ln x cubed plus x squared, which is actually equal to e to the power of ln x cubed times by e to the power of x squared. But e to the power of natural log, or ln, times by x cubed is actually x cubed, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, but you know. So therefore, your y is actually x cubed times by e to the power of x squared, which is very simple, as you'll see once you use the product rule. But for those of you who aren't familiar with the product rule, we've got y, which is the full equation, equals u times v. And as you'll see in a minute, its differentiate of y is actually u times by the differentiate of v plus v times the differentiate of u, which is, you'll see here now, x cubed is actually u and e to the power of x squared is v. So u is easy enough to differentiate. You've got e to the power, or you've got x cubed even, and the differentiate of that is 3x squared, which is basic enough. But if you don't get it, there is a little run through. And for v, it's a bit more difficult, but you will see from your math tables that anything with exponential or e in it is just whatever you have here multiplied by whatever this is differentiated, which is this multiplied by that differentiated, which is 2x, as it happens, because you just keep that, differentiate that, easy enough. So there is your product rule, and there is a mouthful, which is, there it is, sorted out a bit, looks a bit nicer like that. You just take the common factor out of this, so there you go, common factor, and there it is outside of the two of them. And you get another common factor, so you've actually got e to the power of x squared times by x squared times by 2x squared plus 3. Simple. For part 2 of the question, here's your question. Find the first derivative of the following. Y is equal to the natural log of x squared times by e to the power sine x. But you'll see here, when we simplify this function, it's actually a lot easier to differentiate in this form. So if you write it as natural log of x squared plus the natural log of e to the power sine x, you can, the natural log of x squared is actually, can be written as 2 times the natural log of x, and the natural log of e to the power sine x is just sine x. So here is your full new equation, which they are both the exact same thing. So it's a lot easier to differentiate in that form. So to get the differentiate of 2 times the natural log of x, you just you put 1 over whatever's in this bracket here, and you multiply it by 2, because you have it over here. So that would become 2 over x plus, and then you have the differentiate of this, which is just cos x, and that's just your answer there. So thanks for watching, and hopefully this will help you in your future exams.